Avvir automates risk analysis for construction. We give your team control with automated schedule tracking, cost and earned value analysis, installation issue detection, and an updated BIM with as-built conditions. We're able to do this because of the extraordinary group of people that work here. We're proud to have employees have real construction experience on both the owner and the GC side of the business, and these individuals have joined the many other talented employees at Avvir to help us truly understand the core of what our customers and the industry needs. My name is Stephanie Serrell, and I'm the VP of Marketing at Avvir. And this year we wanted to shine the spotlight on a few of those individuals who have made a huge difference to us and our customers with their knowledge. For our second Avvir Pro, we're going to be looking at Caity Taylor. Caity is the Director of Solution Engineering here at Avvir. And prior to being a key member of our company, she worked at WeWork, where she happened to meet our first Avvir Pro, Kyle Johnson, and was also a member of the Case design team and the Walt Disney Company. So let's get to know her a little better. For our first question, we wanted to know what made you want to get into construction.
So I come from a family of engineers, my dad and his dad, brother-in-law, my cousins, everyone's an engineer, but so it's in my blood. But anyhow, I was 10 years old. I had to make this, fire escape plan for school. Most kids are using crayons and paper and whatever they had. And my dad, who owns his own mechanical engineering firm, was like, let's use AutoCAD. Like, let's make it to scale. He showed me how to do the line command, the fillet, whatever you say, command. And I just had a ton of fun using this new tool. So, I wasn't the most athletic kid, and this was something I was pretty good at. So I really liked it. But one day I went with my dad to drop off some drawings at an architect's office, and I stumbled upon the sample room. And the sample room, for those who don't know about these types of rooms, it's got like, carpet samples and paint samples and tile and really colorful, like a whole wall of colored pencils. And, for a kid who likes arts and crafts, this was really cool. And I think it was in that moment that I decided that I was going to be an architect, whatever that meant. I thought it meant colored pencils. So anyways, fast forward 10 years or so, I've gotten out of school. I'm entering my first architectural internship, and I'm literally trying to design this bathroom and like fit as many toilets as I can into the room. And I think something clicked at that point where I was like, maybe being an architect, what I thought it meant to be an architect, is a little bit different than what it actually is. And that's not a knock on architects at all. I think I just never made it past this like toilet moving stage. But yeah, essentially I just kind of became more interested in the process of putting buildings together, the people, the technology, the systems that make it all happen. And I found that just because I love buildings, it didn't mean that I had to limit myself to just designing them.
You were at WeWork for a long time. What made you make the jump and come over to Avvir?
Yeah, so I was at WeWork for a really long time, and it was a great experience. There were just so many opportunities for growth, and it was super exciting. It was really fun to work there. I joined WeWork as part of an acquisition. My initial role at WeWork was part of the building intelligence group, and this group was basically tasked with utilizing technology to build faster and better and cheaper. And they always say you can only have two, so I really do think we made great strides on maybe those first two. But what was really cool is that we got to manage the process from end to end. And as an owner, the decisions that you make during design, you have to live with when you go to operate the space. But after some time in that role, I actually shifted my focus from technology into project management. And I always thought that because I had this technical background, that getting access to the data that I needed to be a good PM would be super easy for me. I thought that that was a huge benefit. But what I came to find was that, a lot of my time was spent on job sites, translating whatever I knew to be true to like some spreadsheet. And yeah, I can admit now that the basis of my reporting was maybe a little bit made up at best, an informed guess. But you would not believe how many decisions were made with this assumption that whatever I said about my job site was fact, was true. So really, I just had this in the back of my head. There has to be a better way. And so at a really opportune moment, Kyle Johnson, who is the senior director of solutions engineering at Avvir, he reached out. He had an open role, on his team at Avvir. I said, "What's Avvir?" And he gave me a demo of the product. First of all, I had been living under this WeWork rock where nothing existed outside of my job there. But anyhow, he showed me the product. I knew that this was something that I wanted to be a part of. And I said, yeah, I'd love to set up an interview. And here I am.
All right, Caity, last question. What's your favorite part about being on site during a project?
Okay. So, my favorite part about being physically present on a job site is that over time, you really get to see it all come together. Like before being in construction, I never really paused to admire a rack of conduit, for example. But now, like, I notice these things everywhere I go. But you start to really develop a ton of respect for the people on site making it all happen, especially if you've ever tried to do these kind of like DIY projects at home. So much respect for these people. But also, speaking of the people on site is definitely another favorite aspect of mine. There are just so many characters and so many interesting stories. And when you really pause to chat with someone, just simply ask them to explain what they're doing, you actually end up learning a ton about their craft. And I just thought that was really cool.
All right, folks, that wraps up our second Avvir Pro. We hope you enjoy getting to know Caity better and that some of her insights can help you out. Look forward to more of these coming up soon.